Thank you, Coach. We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Seattle Seahawks. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go! Yellow. Ready? Double time. Double time. Four down.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. Give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
The 42-yard line.
And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Yellow. Let's go, Lou, ladies.
Now Mahomes on the bootleg. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down.
And 6 yards to go.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And he comes back with one complete. And he's got the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. Well, that'll get him the 1st down as they get 9 yards out of that quick slant. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Looking to throw is Mahomes. He's got his man on the crossing route. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City 1st down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
And to give this time to the tailback. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the 2nd half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the 1st half, Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Squeeze, double. He's checking.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. They're going deep for Hill. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So on 4th down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this will remain a scoreless game.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over. And it's a big kick, but now if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we have here.
Yeah, you're right. 20 years ago, we were saying run some more plays and get closer. Now we think they're definitely within range, and you're exactly right. When it comes up short, there has to be something that went wrong because they have plenty of leg.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
At the 44-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
14, run it.
Here's Wilson to throw. And the pass is intercepted. He was looking for Ingram. Picked off near the 44. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school, he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Tack McKinley. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. It's caught by Davis. The end result, 21 yards. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. It wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now they try the right side here. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by DeMonte Casey. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. So quite a turn of events right there.
Indeed it is. I mean, they thought the worst that could happen was they'd get a field goal attempt to break the tie. Instead, interception, long return, and now the other guys have a great shot to go ahead.
Who there? Tighten up, go 14.
On 1st down, here's Love. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4.
Switch. Check. Good, 4 down.
On 3rd down, here's Love. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the 1st down as he's tackled at the 2. Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now.
1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
Move 50. Hey, Slide.
Try to punch it in, Stewart. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Bear in mind, that wasn't a big lineman back there for the tackle for loss. That was a cornerback.
So are you saying the myth has been shattered? That all of them are not just cover corners? Some of them actually will stick their nose in and tackle when necessary? That's what we just saw, isn't it?
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Sponge. No. 19. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship.
Gonna give it to Love. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Bryce Love, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point up and through by Myers, and it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a two-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Mahomes now on first down, fighting to stay upright. But he can't get away forever, and down he goes. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Chiefs on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Tack McKinley. Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game.
Let's go. Take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. On the carry, it's Love. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now Wilson. And his throw is incomplete. David Moore, the intended target. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
Check 3, check 3. Strong right, strong left, strong right.
From the shotgun, Wilson. And Ingram Lamb hauls it in. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 37.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
So now first and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 37-yard line.
Kill. He's crashing. He's checking crack.
They'll run with Love. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Watch the screen.
Hey, 0. 12.
From the 35 on second down, Wilson. He's got his man here as Gary Jennings Jr. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 23.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
Here's Love. He's got the first down inside the 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Bryce Love. His second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Now Myers for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line.
The Chiefs take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. They come up on second and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Here's Mahomes to throw. Being chased out left. He'll run it, and able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
The Chiefs on third down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Now Mahomes. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
A very good return that time. 18 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But it's the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
On second down, it's Love. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Mike 50. Here we go, D. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Now it's Wilson. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Green 80.
Here it comes. Double time, double time.
Hey, alert.
We got 4.
To throw is Wilson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Again on 2nd and 10. It's Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf. His 4th touchdown on the year. Yeah, the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Myers connects on the PAT. And that makes the score 21-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play.
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's It's intercepted. Picked off at the 20. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
We own them. Hatchet. Hey, let's go double count right here. Double count. Check. 95.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Stewart. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Check. 59.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. Looking deep for and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. Jennings was the one he was looking for. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. 19 yards there on the catch and run. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And he'll finally be taken down at the 18. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
Mahomes now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. And Oliver able to record his 5th sack of the season. Another try after the first down sack. Mahomes. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Mahomes now to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by DeMonte Casey.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
At their own 27-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. This will be fielded at the 8. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
At their own 32-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me something.
Hey, alert.
Here we go. Hey, Mike 50, Mike 50.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Dancing to his left. He'll try and run it. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Now on third down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs. Now Wilson operating from the gun. And it's caught by Parker. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. First down. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 36.
Check 3.
Good job right there. Good luck for signals.
This is Love. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Defensively, it was Tremont Smith with a tackle. If this defense wants to stay in this ballgame, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, That's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
Throwing on second down. Wilson under a heavy rush, and down he goes. C.J. Mosley, the linebacker, making sure his presence is felt.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here.
Hey, Mike's 50, Mike's 50. I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son. Trump.
Mike 50, Mike 50. Check.
50's the Mike. 50's the Mike. Cut.
Go, let's go.
They snap it at 1. Now Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 19. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. To throw, it's Mahomes. Mahomes hit. He lost the football.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Mike 54.
Throwing now is Mahomes. Forced out to his left. And a nice job there defensively to contain him and get him to the ground a few yards short of the 1st down marker. A solid run of 11 there as he tucked it and ran, but he's still short of the marker at its 4th. The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3.
I'm coming after you.
Here we go. 4th down, Mahomes. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 4th down, no problem. 19 yards that time, and now it's 1st and 10.
Check. Watch 54. Let's go, D.
On 1st down, Mahomes. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That is now 19-yard gains on back-to-back plays. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figured.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Jadeveon Clowney, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Right here, guys. Fight.
Now here's Mahomes. Flushed out right. And now he's going to use his legs. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 15-yard line. Mahomes now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%, and it's 1st and 10. Mahomes going to throw. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And the pressure gets to him again. Tack McKinley has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Yellow.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
Zoom, fellas, let's go.
On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Despite a pickup of 16, they're still well short of the sticks on 4th. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. He'll drop to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Chiefs tried it, but they're turned away on 4th down. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Grenade! 14.
They'll run again with Love on 1st down. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast, when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech.
50's the mic. 50's the mic. Bring it. Bring it.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson flush to his right, escaping the pressure right, and he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
And the Seahawks on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Let's go, Mike 50. Mike 50.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. Buying time to his left. Now he'll let it go deep down the left sideline. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got it.
Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Jadeveon Clowney, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. After the sack on 1st down, Mahomes. And he's going to go down again. Ed Oliver in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. And an alley to run. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the 4th quarter here, and now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. Still sitting on 0.
380.
Check right, check right.
36 power.
Check 6 guys.
On 1st down, Love. And some room to work. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A 23-yard run. And the Seahawks capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that makes the score 28-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
You know, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now a handoff here to his running back. This will go for 5 up to the 33.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. Here it's 3rd and 2. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
It's our time. It's our time, guys. It's our time.
Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far at 2nd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Mike 55, Mike 55. I'm coming. I'm coming. Check 31, check 31.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the 1st. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
He is going to find Hill here. And he is going to get the first down as he covers up after a pretty good shot there. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Mahomes now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Tack McKinley in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. They're going to look to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll set up to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. It's a 15-yard pickup, but it'll lead to a 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the left hash, this from 46. And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg. and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try.
He's tired of me. He's tired of us. Good job right there. Under crunch. Under crunch. Check 13. Check 13. 12. Double up.
Running right, a handoff to Stewart. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. He had his eyes on the end zone once he hit the secondary, but they're finally able to slow him down.
Yeah, and I've got to look at this one from the defensive point of view. You just mentioned finally able to slow him down. They've got to figure out a way to make that at the point of attack, at the line of scrimmage, because once he gets through, he's shredding them.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got it first and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's second and goal. And they'll indeed take a knee.
Wilson on the keeper. The play lost a yard. It's now third and goal.
Well, they've been